Welcome back. It's the Flow Sports Hour on Flow FM, and I'm joined now by one of our local legends, young Judd Plaisted, no longer 11, now 12 years old. We know him as Rocket Ronnie. He's on the line with me along with stepdad Chris Collins. Judd, Chris, how are you both?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good, mate. Thanks for having us.
Pleasure to have you both on, and it's been a pretty big year for you so far. Judd, I just mentioned you turned 12, so that's a good way to start the year. You're getting on, but it's been some highlights so far this year. You won in Melbourne in the first race of the Mini GP from pole position, so off to a good start for the year.
Yeah, it was a really good opening round for the year. I managed to break the qualifying lap record, which is a huge achievement, so I'm aiming to try and break a lap record at every track so far this year. But I'm only missing out on one. But yeah, it was a really good round for me.
All right, well done. Aiming high, love to hear that. So a great way to start the year. And Chris, I'm sure you were there watching, so you might not be as humble as Judd usually is talking about his form. How was he? Was he blitzing the track out there?
Yeah, he did have a really good round. It was sort of, they changed the calendar from last year, so this round was the last one last year, and then it was the first one this year. So all the kids were really quick, but yeah, for Judd to go out and break the lap record there by sort of 0.3 was a really good start. Won 2 races, pole position. In one of the races, he was out to almost a 10-second lead in race 1. So he had a really good round.
All right, well done, Judd. A sensational start to the year, and the next round is a few weeks away in Newcastle. So how are preparations going for that one? Looking forward to the trip over to Newcastle?
I quite like the Newcastle track. It's very undulated, so a lot of up and down. I like that sort of style of track. But yeah, so I just got to do a lot of riding, get fit on the bike, heaps of training.
See if you can make it 2 from 2 in a few weeks in Newcastle. But in the meantime, there's a few more local races in South Australia for you. So until you do go away to Newcastle, what's on the agenda for the next few weeks?
Well, this weekend is the first round of state titles at Taylor Bend. So hopefully going to go good in that as well. So we're just doing the state title series just to keep myself very bike fit for Mini GP.
What's the competition like in those comps compared to the Mini GP? Do you find it a little bit easier, or do you have to sort of keep focused and make sure you're locked in because it is maybe not as tough as the Mini GP competition?
Racing's racing, so you always have to be aware of races. But because it's like a lot bigger track, you have to be aware of slipstream. So slipstream pretty much is if you sit behind someone, they break the wind for you. So yeah, that's the only thing you sort of have to watch out on. But yeah, I don't know if I find it easier or harder. Like, it is a lot easier because it's not as physical as the Mini GP. But yeah.
And I've had a look on your Facebook page, Judd. You've gone with a bit of a new hairstyle, rocking the cornrows so far this year. How's that working out for you?
Oh, I don't have them this year. I've had cornrows before my injury.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, I like that hairstyle. We might do it again this year to see how quick I can grow my hair out.
All right, Chris, what do you reckon about the cornrows?
Yeah, I don't think they're good. He had his accident with them, so I reckon they're bad luck. But his mum and Juddy both think they're a good thing. So yeah, we'll see if they come back this year. But not if I can help it.
Well, superstition is a big thing in sport. I mean, we've all seen Rafael Nadal play tennis, and there's a million different rituals he goes through, and all athletes have their rituals. So, what do you reckon, Judd? Is there any good or bad luck involved in the cornrows, or is it just a hairstyle?
I've had a few debates of whether it's good or if it's bad, but at the end of the day, it is just a hairstyle. But we'll see this year if I get them back and something bad happens, we won't be running those again.
All right, well, we will be eagerly watching the Rocket Ronnie Facebook page to see if they do make a comeback. Do you have any superstitions yourself, Judd, or any race day rituals that you make sure you stick to?
Yeah, well, I've got a few. My first one is when I get my gear on. Always put the left boot on first, left glove, left ear mold. Always left first for me. And I also do the thing on the bike where I tuck down on the tank and take 3 deep breaths.
All right, well, it's clearly working out for you. Things are going pretty well throughout your career, and it's been off to a very good start this year. So, certainly keep them up. And I mentioned your Facebook page just a moment ago. The other thing that caught my eye on there was you've got some brand new merch going. How's the merchandise game going?
Yeah, it's good. Got a new sponsor that helps out with the merch, which we were able to get some more merch. Obviously, we've got new colours and new hats and all that stuff. So I was pretty happy about that, and it's really cool. The merch, I like it.
It is very cool, and there's not too many 12-year-olds out there with their own merch, so certainly not something to take for granted. That's amazing stuff, and like I said, that's all available there on the Rocket Ronnie Facebook page, so go and check that out if you are interested in supporting this young superstar. Chris, how much of the merch have you got your hands on already?
Yeah, we've got everything.
I thought so.
But yeah, we run them at all the meetings and sporting events and bits and pieces, so it's cool. It was really good last year when we had the Minato round, the home round, and you could just see everyone that had come out to support Judd. We're all in the Rocket Ronnie gear, so yeah, this year we've ramped it up, and like Juddy said, we've got some new colours and styles, and there's jackets and vests, all sorts of stuff. So it's really good.
All right, big things happening in Rocket Ronnie Racing, and obviously the next round of the Mini GP in Newcastle is a few weeks away. You've got the local races in the meantime. Longer term, what's on the table for this year? Obviously going through the Mini GP as the year goes on, but any goals you've got set, or any special training or anything like that on the horizon?
Yeah, we haven't booked everything in yet. We're still working and all that, but so far we've potentially going to train over in Spain for a few weeks against like train with all the big boys, which is pretty cool.
Train with all the big boys. Well, that sounds like a pretty good way to go about things. No better way to improve than training with some faster riders, although they might not be faster than you. You might go over there and give them a run for their money, even as a 12-year-old.
Maybe, but most of the people, like a few of them are MotoGP riders, so they're like the best in the world. So hopefully I'm quicker than them, but I'm not sure I will be.
I'll back you in, Judd. I'll back you in to at least take a lap off them here or there. And while you're in Europe training, is there you're going to get a chance to see any sites in Europe? Is there anything in particular that you want to do in your downtime from training?
Not really. Just get to feel the travel of flying and see how the culture and all stuff like that is over there.
All right, great stuff. Well, it's a very big year ahead for the Rocket Ronnie racing team. Judd and Chris, thank you very much for coming on. Always good to catch up with you guys, and we'll speak again soon, probably after the next round in Newcastle, and hopefully it'll be after another win for you, Judd.
Yeah, thank you.